Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the post-show live chat, where we're going to be talking about everything that went down at the Men Tell All / week 8-ish or something. I don't know, with Michael there. How's it going, everyone? Bachelor fan take here. And, wow, we have a lot to talk about. A lot has happened this week. A lot happened with the Tell All. I've got, like, a notepad here of all the things I want to bring up. A lot to get through. Before we get into that, welcome, and for anyone watching after the live stream wondering what the heck is going on, because there always seems to be a question or two like that, a comment or two like that, this is just where we're going to be gathering, talking with each other about the show that just happened, and going through a little bit of live sleuthing, and I already see a super chat, so we're going to get right into the rules here. Number one, please, no posting any blatant spoilers in the chat. Anything, of course, that's been sleuthed out, we're going to do some sleuthing in this live stream. Anything that's been sleuthed out, totally welcome. I'm going to do my best to answer all questions that I can see. Of course, super chats, like I see, are going to be getting priority. And just be kind to each other, everybody. I had to cut like a bunch of slides here in this little slideshow because I thought we were going to get more hometowns than just Michael leaving, but alright. Asiya, thank you for the continued support and for the super chat there. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing that message with me. That's awesome.
The soundbite. That was a very interesting promo. Did I miss something, or did they just go right into the Men Tell All and didn't do hometowns? Yep, they didn't do hometowns, except for the Michael stuff. It was 30 minutes of Michael and his self-elimination, and then Men Tell All. But yeah, really, really interesting promo. There are only 2 episodes left to fit in the rest of the hometowns, fantasy suites, and a final 2, meet the parents, meet Katie's family kind of thing. 2 episodes to fill, with that. Should tell you something about how the rest of this season is going to go. Can we do it? Don't think so. But we're going to do some live sleuthing and talk about a few things. Talk about the tell-all. There's a whole bunch of stuff that happened. I mean, Michelle's cast got announced this just today or this early this morning. I also want to go through something I talked about earlier, a bonus stream that I talked about a few weeks ago that I've figured out. And, there's Paradise, like, tons and tons of stuff. And Amy, as well, thank you for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Fan take, does the car shot actually being for Michael A. leaving change your theory about about there being an engagement at the end? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of people have thrown out this fact that there's really no ending footage at all in the previews. Usually they show you a little something, like Matt James, walking towards the final rose ceremony, or Tayshia they had walking towards her final rose ceremony, and they even had a shot of her like, crying, which looked sad but was actually her excited because Zach was proposing. They usually show something. Even in past seasons they've had fake shots. Like I remember in Colton's season they had him like walking across mountains and stuff like that to get to some place that was supposed to be his final rose ceremony. I'm not quite changing my opinion. I do believe that this season is going to get blown up, and we're not going to see the usual format for the ending. I still think there's a proposal or something at the end, or a happy ending. And I think Katie actually used. I think there was language used in this tell-all where, like, Carl said, "I'm happy you found love," and Katie was saying something about, like, this was how it's meant to be. So I think Katie found someone, and I'm sticking to my guns on this one. on who that is. I mean, well, like Blake is who I think it is based off of the preview. I still think the whole stuff with Katie's family member saying if he doesn't propose, she'll be she's not gonna get over it or something. She'll be wrecked. I think that's the key spot in the preview that tells us there's a proposal in the end, or there's some kind of happy ending. Maybe not a proposal at the end, maybe a proposal later at the after the final rose we've seen, but something happy ending. I don't think there's a proposal at the AFR. I'm just kind of throwing that out there. I do think that it's going to be, if I had to bet, at the end of the season. And there's a big blow up. And I am not Nicole. Really, really appreciate the continued support. Thank you for that. I'm going to give you
Thank you for sharing that message with me. That's awesome.
This is just to tell you, Fantake, you're not a cat. You're a tiger. That is all. Thank you so much. Connor and I, that really, really, really appreciate it. Speaking of Connor, so the whole thing that happened with Connor and the lady at the tell-all today, already people have sleuthed out who she is on Instagram, and you can see this is her. She's a musician, and Connor has already commented on one of her posts. This was 5 days ago, apparently. And, the tell-all was filmed before that. But put on your tinfoil hats. This lady... Let's get her here. Let's get a shot of her, a clearer shot. This lady... She was mic'd up already when they arrived. Someone just stands up and says, "Excuse me." Comes in, gets a kiss and a hot seat segment. Maybe it could happen to me. All right, I'm getting my ticket to the tell-all. But Connor really was a shining, I guess, star this tell-all. He's in paradise. We already know. We can see him. He's right there. Maybe things didn't go so well for him in paradise if he's making out with random audience members. Also, many other guys there. You can see Trey. You can see Aaron. James is there too. And Carl. But there will be more than just these guys and gals in paradise. Many other people from Tayshia's season and probably from tonight are going to show up at some point. So, Michael, we'll talk about him too, because he got unbelievable edit this episode. And to see you again, thank you for the super chat. I did laugh really loud when Connor B got a steamy kiss from an audience member. I know, yeah, it was a fun moment. I mean, it was staged. Come on, it's got to be, right? But it filled in a good little amount of time with some entertainment there. I'm not gonna hate on Connor for any of that. But also, tonight I did notice. I do want to talk about some sleuthing stuff. But I did notice in the bloopers there was a bit of footage that hasn't aired yet, and they showed some of this moment right here with Greg and Katie, and we've speculated that this moment here's the
who cares about the rose or who's getting sent home this week? If it's not real, it's not real.
The clip from the previews. I've talked about this on live streams and on the video that this is he's talking with Katie here based on the chairs. We can see the same chairs in the shot. This one right here. And they showed it. They showed the two of them together, Greg in this outfit. So we're gonna go into some of that. And Adrian Brown, thank you as well for the super chat. You're one of my favorite channels. I'm on the West Coast but can't watch tonight. Was Michael at the Men Tell All? Yes, Michael was at the Men Tell All. If you watch the episode, you will know why. If you watch this channel and you watch the preview breakdowns, you will know why. It happened as we as we predicted. It finally happened. It happened this week. You'll see, and Michael got a fantastic edit. I mean, pretty. I think Michael's the guy for Bachelor. I think we've had how many seasons of The Bachelor without a success story, without a traditional success story, I guess. And by that I mean, by Bachelor standards, a traditional success story is, at the end of the day, there's a final rose ceremony, an engagement, and a happy ending at that moment. Without a breakup or a fake get back together or, controversy. The Bachelor people need a W when it comes to The Bachelor. Not The Bachelorette, The Bachelor. And I think, I don't know, I think Michael, older guy, if they get things worked out and he wants it with his kid, he's the safest bet for that. He seems to be genuinely searching for love. Not saying any of these other guys aren't, but I'm kind of jaded at this point with guys like Peter who gave off these great boy next door genuine vibes, and then have a season that is like pfft. So I think safest bet, top 4, super popular. Unless something crazy happens or he doesn't want to do it, it's going to be him. That's my opinion. And Rebecca, thank you for the super chat. What are your thoughts on Katie during the tell-all? Was it just me or did she seem off? Maybe it was nerves? Yeah, I don't know. She said she wasn't going to live tweet tonight. I don't know why, if it was because of Michael or if stuff is getting to her or seeing some of the guys is rough. Even with the they always have the the guys pat her on the back, or the lead, the gals pat the lead on the back kind of moment at the end there. If it's to do with Michael, I don't think so, or if she's just peeved at the whole Bachelor situation. Maybe she's peeved at the whole Bachelor situation because of all the stuff with Greg that's coming up. And there's stuff with Greg coming up. I've got my little vision board here. There's basically no time at all to have this whole mess with Greg going on, and there is a lot of footage. And so essentially what we have to figure out is, or assume, is we're going to get hometowns. We've got a Justin hometown. We've got a Blake. I don't know if this is a hometown or what, but this is a Blake date coming up. If the preview is to believe, this was included in the preview for next week. But to fill in all of this, and yes, I know it's very conspiracy board, but to fill in all this in 2 episodes, this must be a huge thing that goes down, right? And we can just kind of go through it here. I've got all these arrows set up green arrow is outfit connection, blue arrow is object connection, and red arrow is location. Right? So we have these shots here. If you look in the very corner, there's the shot of Katie saying, book my flight home, which they showed again in this preview. They have another shot from the previews of Katie saying, I have no words for you. And then also a shot of Katie saying, I'm losing my mind. I'm losing you. I'm losing my mind. And it's all from the same moment. And then Greg, we can see in that same bit here, from this shot, same jacket, in the location. You can see I've got the blue arrow, same lights, and these two shots. One with Katie where she says, book my flight home. Then another one there where I put a little tinfoil hat on his head. And then up top here is an image from the Hyatt website. And when you download the image, it says, literally in the file name, the Santa Ana Cafe, which is right here. I pointed to it on the, I've got the resort map here. And then Greg here is also at the pool in a different shot. So 2 different locations, even though they kind of look similar. All happening, and all in 3 different locations. They go from Katie's hotel room at some point. We don't know what the order is. We got the Santa Ana Cafe, and we've got the pool spanning this argument. Not to mention, there's another shot of Greg here, same outfit, and in a hallway up there. And we've got this stuff with Greg. Here, I put the clips together.
I'm so confused.
I'm losing you. I'm losing my mind here.
Can I leave?
So more Greg drama at night where he's wearing this sort of hoodie stuff. And this is something we talked about in the very first season preview. There's another shot of a sort of argument here in the dark with some guy and Katie. And I think you see a little like jacket buttonhole there. I think it could match. And the kind of silhouette, look at the hair silhouette there of this guy. Matches Greg way more than like Justin or Blake sort of thing. Basically what I am leading to all here is this looks like a long drawn out fight that's going to explode. Maybe it takes place over multiple episodes or like multiple days or whatever, because we've got all of this and we've got this stuff. But there's not enough time to fill all of this and Hometowns and Fantasy Suites in 2 episodes. Especially when next episode looks to have the full Hometown stuff with all 3 of the guys that are remaining. And more dates. Like, we've got this date, I guess these could be the same date, but we've got this date, and with Blake, then a Hometown, and this date. Does this happen on the same day as Blake's Hometown date? Because I find that hard to believe, just because the night portion of the Hometown date is always meeting Blake's family. And this, would take up a lot of time to go and do on the same night that Katie is meeting Blake's family, and Katie's wearing a different outfit from the preview. So this doesn't happen Hometowns. So we're trying to fit in Hometowns. We're trying to fit in this date, which, again, doesn't match up with the Hometown date, because aren't they wearing like hockey jerseys and stuff in Blake's Hometown date? Then this, which I guess, maybe these could be a Fantasy Suite date. I don't know, but we're starting to get way too much stuff to jam pack into 2 episodes, even with the finale being a 3-hour finale. And I'd say that the 3rd hour is going to be the After the Final Rose. We know that filmed. So it's not a 3-hour episode no AFR, it's a 3-hour episode, including 1 hour of the After the Final Rose. Maybe they do the flip back and forth thing, right? Where you start the episode, say, I don't know, Justin's still in the episode at that point, just speculating, and or just like kind of go riffing here. Just say they do the part where Justin gets eliminated because, come on, I don't think it's Justin over Blake or Greg even, and then when they have that kind of intertwined After the Final Rose, then they always do the part where, okay, they cut back to the studio audience and Justin comes out and, they sit down for a while. That takes up time. So it's not going to be 3 hours of pure footage from the season. So we're gonna deep dive as much as we can with this latest preview in the newest preview breakdown, and I'm gonna see if if they have the bloopers up yet. Okay, they've got the preview. Okay, they've got the bloopers and the preview. So let me see about there might be an ad sound here if I can turn it off and just get it going here on the side. Okay, here I've got the blooper thing set up. Let me just find the moment here and I'll cut to it. All right. Boom. Oh wait, no, that's Justin's scary face looking in. Let me find it separately. It's with a cameraman falling over. Gosh, I can't find this thing. Here we get Thomas getting pied. Oh, here it is. It's coming up. I turned the sound up. Here. This bit of footage. I don't think they made a mistake with that. I saw someone say in the chat there. I think this is just like it was a pretty weak blooper reel. I think they needed footage. I think they figure there's no way to, like, people would know, like, it's such a small little clip, but absolutely this same shot here, and all this. For one, Greg does not look too pleased, even though the cameraman fell over. All of this, same stuff. So we've now got something to identify that it's for sure these two together, even with all of this. That was the blooper stuff. There's the huge the huge breakup stuff ahead. It looks bad. And it would explain why the season ended filming a week early, which is what everyone's been saying. Greg looks sad, aka normal. But, alright. The preview is almost up. Before we get into the preview, I also want to officially say, before the finale, we're going to do a bonus live stream. And I mentioned this before, but I want to show you the trailer to what I'm planning on doing. We're gonna do it live here. We're turning into a video game streaming channel. Here it is. Let's check it out.
Are you ready for the person of your dreams? The Bachelor, the video game. Based on the hit TV show.
It's not Tasha
And featuring me, your virtual host, Chris Harrison. Experience the drama of dating.
That's right.
And the fun of flirting. with your favorite bachelors and bachelorettes.
Andy
Get acquainted.
Baldwin, your favorite.
On fun, romantic getaways. Play competitive mini-games. Sabotage your opponents. And vie for the final rose. Still not satisfied? Then enjoy the added bonus and make your moves on The Bachelorette. The Bachelor, the video.
Yes, we're gonna play the Bachelor video game from 2000. Video was posted in 2010. It has 34 likes and 24 dislikes, and it's a Wii game. It is a game for the Wii. I've got it set up. We're gonna play it before the finale. I'm gonna pick a date. We're gonna do a live stream. We are going to get through it. We could fall in love with Jason Mesnick. It could happen. Create a character, compete, and win with some like unbelievable mini games, like this mini game. God, it's gonna be so bad. Okay, all right. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna be playing. It's gonna be bonus. It's gonna be fun. I promise. I've set it up to make sure it works, but I am not going to play it beforehand. You're gonna see a live first time playing the Bachelor video game from 2010. Okay. All right. Now that we're halfway through the stream, let's do some cool. Please don't. We've got the trailer set up after this like advertisement stuff plays. We're gonna do a bit of live sleuthing. So speedrunner. You know what? I think we're gonna set the world record for Bachelor video game speedrunning with any time at all. All right, I got the Giganto headphones out. We're gonna get into some live sleuthing. The preview's up. It's a long one. We'll try to muscle through it as best as we can. And this is just like, remember, live, off the cuff. The detailed work is gonna come down on Wednesday, so you might hear some opinions here that change over the next day or two. So, all right, let's get into this.
I came here to fall in love. And not just any kind of love, but the forever kind.
All right. So, already, this date right here, different from the other hometown date. I mean, maybe it's Blake's hometown date, and they do this, and they do the kind of like, I don't know, hockey thing or whatever. Could be that this. Do they go to the hot tub afterwards? Maybe. I don't know. But again, we've got just more Blake date footage. There's just a whole bunch of Blake date footage. So, put two and two together, he's going to be around for a lot longer. 2 episodes, but compare it to Justin. And and speaking of, I think we missed a super chat. I'm sorry if I missed that super chat. I believe it's here from Alicia Monahan. Speaking of Justin, really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry for missing over that. Still can't believe Justin's even in the final 3. Yeah. I think, sorry, Justin, it's a little bit by default. I think he would have been... I know a lot of people were surprised he was even in the final 4, But I think he was the one to go if Michael hadn't have self-eliminated. I mean, I won't speak for Katie, but that's my opinion. He was the odd one out. But, you know, maybe if Blake says he's not in love with Katie and Greg, has this breakup blowout, maybe he's the final one. But thank you, Alicia. Really, really appreciate it. And Sam as well. Thank you for the super chat. Do you think Katie might pull a Colton and Katie goes after Greg after the fight? I don't think so. I think, I don't know, just all of this looks way too messy. And there's the shot of, like, Katie saying, I have no words for you. All of this really, really bad. I suppose it's possible. I mean, I think at this point, it's most likely Blake is left and he's going to be the hero. And we talked about this in the last preview breakdown, that he's getting, like, such a good edit. Even the like, taste of the, you know, is he going to say I love you stuff that they've thrown in the previews, that's not bad. That's not bad. Especially when he eventually does say I love you. He seems so protected when they could have easily thrown him under the bus. They could have so easily had a narrative where everyone hated him and were dogging on him like they did with Hunter and Thomas and Carl and stuff like that, because he was a new guy showing up. But they didn't. Because maybe he's the hero in the end. But we'll see. We'll see. I think I think the edit really, really favors him. But let's continue on.
I have 3 great guys.
I know I'm falling in love with you.
Yeah, there's more Justin.
I've ever been.
Katie is everything I've ever wanted.
And there's another of that hot tub shot. Now we see in the very, very early. This is the first preview at the start of night 1, not at the end. They showed this. Now we see it's Blake. Goes to show you, like, how they hide stuff in there all the time. And this beautiful shot of Greg. Greg's fallen in love. It's all from hometown dates we're seeing now. A lot of footage they didn't really show last preview. I guess because they were only showing the Michael stuff. So they kind of slid in a bit of preview footage. Like, not this stuff with Justin, but here they showed that to kind of, I don't know, maybe keep us on our toes. But yeah.
Saying I love you is something I have chosen to keep private. I don't
More
want to tell one guy I
hometowns,
love
Baltimore.
him until
That's
the very
where.
end. Now we're going into hometown.
That's where. Baltimore's where Justin is from, and then they've got this this bit with Blake and Katie that we've seen a whole bunch. This one, and I don't know if this happens during hometowns. I don't know. I'm not gonna say but we'll look into it. I'm simply looking at Katie's outfit, and I know they show, I believe, Katie with Blake. I think, maybe I'm misremembering. It's hard to remember on the first, like, go through of a preview when it's on TV. But is she wearing a different outfit than this? So.
And meeting someone's family is huge.
This is the outfit from when she's with Greg, right? That's kind of weird. I think this is just a sound clip that they pulled. Maybe Greg was talking about his family. Maybe from when they were sitting at the gazebo, and he was like, "It's a really big deal for someone to meet my mom." But this is from the previous In the Rain one-on-one date that Katie had with Greg. So, I don't know. It's just like they throw this in. I guess it just sounds good. That's why they did it. No particular crazy reason. Oh, here coming up. With Blake.
I can see he is smitten.
Check out Katie's outfit. Different from this. So how do they fit in Katie's hometown, where she's wearing this and what she was wearing before here during the day? How do they fit that all in? They don't. It's two different dates. So.
He was the
Emily
first guy to
Williams.
kiss me.
Wow.
I don't know how to pronounce Blake's last name.
This is one of the most important days of my life.
I worry that his heart's gonna get hurt.
At the end of this, everybody gets hurt except one man.
So that's the setup. A little more setup for Greg being hurt and having trepidation and worrying about where he stands and where the other men stand. And going into it, a golden tattoo. Thank you for the super chat. Do you think the Greg/Katie fight could be because Katie doesn't want to tell any of the guys she loves them until the end? That's a possibility. They have set up I don't know what the Greg and Katie fight is going to be. I don't know. I don't think we're going to know for sure until we see it or see a preview next episode. But certainly they're setting up that Greg is, wanting to hear "I love you" from that. Like there was one preview shot where he says something like that. She hasn't said "I love you" to me. It's from the last preview. So it's possible that he wants more affirmation than she can give, and that leads to something. They're definitely setting up that kind of worried Greg narrative, and that could be it. But thank you for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. All right, let's. We got more Greg hometown and more Justin hometown there.
I'm falling so hard for Katie. When I see them kissing, God, I'm sick to my stomach.
Yeah, so that's the narrative set up. Could be the root cause of it. Maybe Greg's like, pick me now or I'm going home because I can't deal with this. But yeah, here, hockey. They're in the penalty box or something here. Looks like maybe sticks. Something. But different again than this date. These are two instances. So, we have what? We have this shot in the day. Then they magically go to this. Then they, also have... What was that other one here? This. Then they magically do this. Then they have, a date out here. They're hometown date out with meet the family, meet Blake's family. Then they also fit in this.
God,
Means we got a lot more time. A lot more time with Blake, right? Whereas Justin, it's just the hometown date so far. Unless, is there anything else in here? We'll see. But and Ashley Nicole, thank you as well for the super chat. Greg, for next Bachelor, I know there's the huge breakup stuff, and it looks messy, and it could be bad, but Greg could also be thrown in for the next Bachelor. Some people, I know there are some people who are a little bit about Greg, maybe because of the footage. I think there was stuff about him being like an actor, and there's questionable stuff. They will consider it. There needs to be there always needs to be a few options. Always. Even if you have to go back into previous seasons, which they've done many times. But I still think Michael is the number one, and it's up to him. It's up to him to I guess lose or decide not to take. So that Greg could be a possibility, and they will explore that idea, but I don't think it's going to be it. Don't think it's going to be it. So, and someone said, do people think Greg is fake? There are a lot of people, like going through the chat and comments on the channel, there are a lot of people who think Greg is fake. And he has an acting background apparently, and there's some other stuff. It's hard to like go into speculation and rumors and say like, oh, it's for sure true. But that's going around big time. And a golden tattoo, again, thank you for the super chat. They could also do Ben from Tayshia's season as Batch if he isn't on Bachelor in Paradise. He was getting that Bachelor edit on Tayshia's season. Yeah, I'm certain that they are exploring a few options. They're exploring options from Paradise probably, and that's ended filming. There's a Paradise preview as well, which I'm gonna have to do an extra preview breakdown. For the Paradise promo that dropped. They'll be considering, Andrew. They'll be considering, multiple people, but Michael, I think, regardless. They usually, even with Paradise so fresh, they usually will still go for one of the top dudes from the latest Bachelorette season. So, Ben, Ivan, guys that they could be considering from Tayshia's season, maybe Brendan. I don't know. He is in Paradise, but Michael I still think is the top dog. So we still got some more preview. Let's get into it.
You need to man up and tell her you love her.
What if somebody else has already said it and she's said it back?
So, tale as old as time, storyline as old as The Bachelor. The person around hometowns or fantasy suites who has trouble saying "I love you," and that's the storyline. We're probably going to see. Well, we know we're going to see here. That's what they're setting up, and like Peter had this storyline, and a number of people have had this in the past where it's like, do I say I love you? Ben had this, and that was the reason why he went home on Tayshia's season. Well, like according to the narrative, he was like, I was ready to say I love you and I didn't say it. Happens like so often, and that's the kind of thing they're setting up here. I don't know if all this footage, all of this here, this looks totally separate, by the way, from hometowns. Out here, maybe it's Tayshia talking to him. Here, we've seen Tayshia say, "If you're not ready, you should leave." Maybe, but this has a way different feel than like again, say this is hometowns. How does this fit in to their date where they're going here and they're going here and they're going on a hockey date and they're going on a paintball something or other? How does this fit in? It's hard to believe that it does. So this feels separate, Maybe this is from around when the Greg blow up stuff happens. and we kind of have a Rachel from Matt's season kind of situation where he's going like, what the heck is going on? And, you know, I don't know. But it feels separate. Not saying that this is like, at this point, Blake is the only one left, necessarily. But definitely separate from hometowns. So I feel like this is something we're going to see not next week, but in the finale. I mean, there's only 2 episodes left, so, you know, if it's not next week, it's the finale. But all right, let's go on.
We haven't told each other we love each other. You know, there's still time.
Still time. There's 2 weeks.
There's 2 weeks?
You have no one to put on blast.
Yeah, another hometown. That was all footage we've seen before. So, nothing really to talk about. I talked about in my preview breakdown, this is not his brother. I believe Andrew Glaze. This is someone else from his Instagram. There's a photo of them together, which we talked about in the preview breakdown. So, all right, let's move on.
I don't know what she's thinking, but something isn't right.
If you're not ready for this, I feel like you just need to say goodbye.
There's that Tayshia shot I was talking about before, but I don't know why this made me laugh. There's this like shot of Katie in the bed, like she might be horribly distraught here, but while I was seeing this, I just thought like production sat Katie down and was like, okay, Katie, can we just like get you in bed for a while? And like, we're just gonna film you. I'm just gonna zoom in on you and just look sad. Greg again. You know, shot before. And this and they have it here that this is obviously not the same day.
I feel like you just,
you know, or the same scene. They have like Katie and then Tayshia.
not ready for this. I feel like you just need to say goodbye.
But the reason why they did this here, this particular preview breakdown, is because they're setting up this narrative of like, ooh, is Katie gonna leave and choose no one? And so instead of having Tayshia going, you know, if you're not ready, you need to leave, to Greg or Blake, like they've done in the past, they put Katie in, and it sets up this narrative that we're gonna see coming up, which is all the like Katie saying, "Book my flight home." It's how the preview ends. So
Please, moment.
Are you serious?
You think you know, and then you don't.
yeah, so more of this stuff. You know, we've got another shot from like them exiting the hotel or where the rooms are that they're staying. This shot like in the very corner. Greg is walking through the hallway. They obviously then like leave and they get to like, you know, this cafe. Greg goes over to the pool or whatever. We don't know the ordering, but they obviously have, you know, this chat, and it doesn't go well. Maybe they come. Maybe they, you know what? Maybe they come back to this and they resolve things. It's hard to tell, but this fight is spanning the spanning the resort. So we can. Because we also got
No idea.
Justin and Blake. Maybe they're like, I don't know. They're saying we have no idea what's going on. Like this could be happening when the breakup is going down, but I think this shot is just like either them wondering what's happening after Michael just left, going like, whoa, what's going down? Michael's suddenly gone, or, you know.
Who cares about the rose or who's getting sent home this week? If it's not real, it's not real.
I honestly don't know if she'll recover if he doesn't propose.
And there's that if he doesn't propose little bit. more of that Greg fight we talked about earlier. But if he doesn't propose, we'll hear the line again.
Honestly, don't know if she'll recover if he doesn't propose.
I don't know if she'll recover if he doesn't propose. And it's this woman saying it, because they do splice in the sound.
Don't know if she'll recover if he doesn't propose.
If he doesn't propose, though. Why would she say if he doesn't propose? Unless you're Barb from Peter's season and you're zoning in on one person. I talked all about it in my preview breakdown. So. She won't recover if he doesn't propose.
I don't even know if I could do this. So confused.
I'm losing you. I'm losing my mind here.
I just don't know what to believe in anymore.
So there's a whole lot of mess here. It's a lot to take in and pinpoint. But we'll try to see what we can put together with some time for the preview breakdown. But they're setting up more of the flightiness right up ahead. Is Katie gonna leave? Is Katie, just gonna end her season and book a flight home?
I am done. I am done. I am done. This is.
Katie, it's Caitlin. Do you want to talk to me?
Whatever. Do it full screen. Yeah. This is another shot before here where they spliced in the book my flight home. But,
It's Caitlin. Do you want to talk to me?
I just feel like I went through this whole time telling myself it'll be worth it. And all of a sudden it's like blowing up in my face.
Bring her home. Bring her home to us. Book her flight home.
So what do you want to happen?
I want someone to book my flight home.
Bring her home. So there you go. There's the preview. Essentially, at this point, what we've got is piecing together everything after hometowns. I think we can pretty confidently didn't say that very confidently, but fairly confidently speculate that Justin's the odd one out. We've got tons of Greg footage. We've got tons of Blake footage. We've got a couple of shots of Justin that could arguably be from before his hometown and then stuff of his hometown date. So Justin next to go. It's piecing together what happens after that with the Greg blow up. How long, how much happens there? Does he come back? Does he try to stay in the show? Do they have a breakup and don't end things but continue the end of the season? I don't know. They ended filming a week early. Once we get to that point after the hometowns, the fantasy suite stuff, it gets really muddy. So we'll try to piece together what we can with all the kind of scattered footage that's been shown in this preview, the mid-season preview, the preseason preview, the night one preview. See what we can figure out for a narrative. But I'm still Blake number one. And it's possible. It's possible that what people say is true. There's no footage of a final rose ceremony. So maybe there never was one. We'll see. But that's the preview sleuthing. For the latest preview, it's a pretty lengthy one. They've been doing like 1 minute previews the last couple of times. That's an over 2 minute preview of just pure footage. So there's going to be a lot to talk about. But we're now coming to the end of the hour, so I'll answer some last few questions, and then hitting bedtime. It's going to be a recap tomorrow of all the Michael stuff, and the tell-all. Blast through that tell-all. Try to make it as bearable as possible with all the bickering, especially that was happening. But there was a lot of fun stuff there too. And in that tell-all we can talk about Paradise, we can talk about Bachelor, and there is a Paradise promo that dropped as well. Which I'll be doing a video on, of course. And couplings, they show couples and things like that. So have you seen Michelle's Men yet? Yes, I have. I have seen Michelle's Men. They're up, all of them, on Cosmo and other places. You can see the list of the dudes here, just like fly through all of them. You can go through that. Also on the Bachelorette Facebook page, you can see. Hard to, like, there's 35 men. We don't know which one of them, how many will be on the season. It could be 30 on the season. It could be 32, 31, 29. It's usually, though, somewhere around 30, 31-ish. And a few guys get cut from that list. And sometimes they get cut, or they're cut, but then they show up later on the season, like what happened with James the box guy, or with Michelle and a few others from that season. So it is that list can be important in our sleuthing. Where's Bao? Bao's gone. Bao's gone. Doesn't they have, maybe another season, maybe next Bachelorette season. They're saving him. They're saving him for the next Bachelorette. No, sorry. Bao has not made the cut. Justice for Bao. Colton and Cassie and Clarendale had final fantasy suites. Yes, but yes, and that could be something else that happens too. We might never get a fantasy suite, but Blake might get a fantasy suite, or Greg. But I think if it ends and gets blown up, and Blake is this leftover man who is with Katie, just like with Redacted and Cassie, they could have a fantasy suite addition added at the end, and have like a big thing, a final date together where he's the only one. So that's another possibility. What happened with Bao? I don't know. It's kind of like you'd have to ask the Bachelor people. They decided not to cast him. Maybe they'll save him for a future season. Like, actually, they could theoretically do that. But I don't know. Now that they've released him, I guess it's possible. But some people thought he might be cast. They might be saving him for Michelle's season. The reason why he didn't make it for this season, when they originally announced the cast. So yeah, take a moment to say your goodbyes, Bao. Blake, yes, and yes, it's possible Blake could show up on Michelle's season. I'm just going with the odds here, because if we're looking at the last 2 Bachelorette seasons, he's 2 for 2. But all right, we're gonna end the stream tonight. thank you so much, everyone, for coming, for chatting, for super chatting, for sleuthing it out with me, for watching the tell-all. We've got a lot to talk about in the recap tomorrow. You know, anyone, you, me, all of us could go to a future tell-all and just rush the stage. And it's all cool. We could do it together. Thank you to Think Story for modding as per usual. Really, really appreciate it. He's a gem. And check out his channel as well. He's got a channel recapping everything. Emmy Explains. Really, really cool videos. Haiti, thank you for the last minute super chat and the sticker. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Then we've got preview breakdown on our usual time, and after that, Paradise preview breakdown. I don't know when. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's going to be on Thursday. It might be. We'll see. But this week, Paradise promo preview breakdown is coming out as well. Tons to talk about there. Couplings already showing up. I noted a few couplings from here. And keep your eyes peeled for the announcement on when we're going to do the Bachelor video game playthrough. We could be, I don't know, Jason Mesnick could be our guy. Jillian Harris. Andy Baldwin, your favorite. All right, everyone. Thank you all for joining me. Have a great night, and until next time, Bachelor Fan Take out.